Hey everyone, we're going to be making some dinner rolls today, and these are the ingredients that I'm going to be using and the tool that I'm going to be using. You are more than welcome to use a spoon and a bowl. You do not need a KitchenAid for this recipe. So I'm going to incorporate the dry ingredients right now and just mix them up until they're well incorporated. At this point, I'm going to put in my milk and eggs. Your eggs don't need to be beaten beforehand. The machine is going to take care of that for you if you are using a KitchenAid. If not, they still don't need to be mixed beforehand because it'll incorporate as you stir everything around. So here I'm going to add in my coconut oil. It's not too hard. It's not a complete liquid. It's just right. You're welcome to use room temperature butter if you'd like. Coconut oil is just my preference. And I'm just going to incorporate the coconut oil into the dough. As you can see, after I do this, I need to clean down the edges of my bowl because all of my flour is kind of built up on the side, but that's nothing to be too concerned about. So I've cleaned the edges of my bowl and I turned my KitchenAid up and I'm mixing my dough. And as you can see, it's still sticky, which is what we want, but we just want to mix it enough for another two minutes or so, just to make sure that all of the ingredients are mixed together well. At this point, I'm going to turn all of the dough onto a floured surface. You don't need a lot of flour. That's probably about a half a cup of flour. All it's doing is just preventing the dough from sticking to the countertop. And we're going to add a little bit more flour later, just because the dough is still a little sticky at a certain point. So I'm just going to grab the bottom of the dough, but trying to keep my hands on the flour and just turn the dough into itself towards the middle, keeping my hands on the flour to prevent my hands from sticking to the dough too much. I'm really not kneading the dough a lot. Think of it as just incorporating the flour that is on the countertop. It's not a lot of work. I'm not putting much effort into it. I'm just turning the dough into itself over and over again. And I don't do this for too long. It's probably it's maybe 2 minutes, if that. You can ideally do this in the KitchenAid if you are using a KitchenAid, but what the KitchenAid tends to do is make you think that you need more flour, and you're adding more flour and more flour and more flour, and then you'll end up with a denser roll. So this is where I'm adding a little bit more flour because it is a little bit too sticky for my liking. That's maybe like a quarter cup, or maybe two tablespoons roughly. And that's about it. So I'm going to get ready to make my rolls, and I'm going to get some oil and pour it all over my dough. This is about a quarter cup of oil. And I'm going to coat the bottom of my 13x9 baking dish that I'm going to make the rolls in. Make sure you get that all around so your rolls don't stick to your dish. And I just kind of pour out the excess oil onto the dough from the pan. Get that all over there, and I'm going to form this dough into like a log so I can cut my pieces as evenly as I possibly can. I'm not making a big effort to make these perfect. They're just rolls for my family. So this recipe makes 24 rolls. I'm cutting them into 4 pieces, and then from each quarter I'm going to cut that into 3. And those thirds, I'm going to cut those into halves. So pretty much I'm getting 24 pieces of dough that I can just roll and place. So I'm not really making perfect rolls, like I said. Just kind of turning them into itself and making a ball, not even a perfect ball, but just enough that they are separated from each other, because they will attach, but you're not trying to make one big loaf. So I am going to put 4 rolls towards the top of the pan and 6 rolls down, so we'll have a total of 24 rolls. After I do that, I'm going to take a cloth and cover them down and let them rise for a half hour. So this is 30 minutes rising. Then we're going to bake them in a preheated 350 degree oven for another 30 minutes. And there we have it, 24 dinner rolls. And it didn't take that much effort. I hope you guys try this recipe, and I hope you enjoy it as my family did. If you do try it, please let me know how they turned out. Leave me a comment in the comment box below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
How precious did that grace appear the hour I first